Hi guys, welcome to week 9. I'm going to walk through the chapter 12 grader project for you. I'm hoping this will help you get through the assignment as well as understand the simulation and all the concepts in this chapter. First thing that you got to do is go ahead and go to the course site and go to My Lab and Mastering. Go and then find your chapter 12 graded assignments folder. Locate the Grader Project educational website folder, and you should have something that looks like this pop up. Then go ahead and click download all materials, and then click download all the files. When all the files download, they should download in a zip folder, and you will have all of these files in there. Pardon my cough. So this first document here is the instruction sheet. This will be the document that you will be editing. This will be the document where you're getting text to insert from another file, which I'll show you how to do. Here's a image file and here's a video file. I'm going to go ahead and walk through the 20 steps on the instruction sheet, which is right here. And as I walk through it in the video here, I will say step 1, step 2, step 3, so you can follow along. So if this shows up for you, please click Enable Editing. It is a blank document, but I want to let you know that your documents that you download from My IT Lab are encrypted to your name, so you should and must use the document that comes with My IT Lab in that specific chapter, because you could have everything marked wrong because it's encrypted to your name. Okay, so first part is to type the word educational website, and I want to make sure you guys understand to turn on your show hide button, which is right here in the home tab in the paragraph group. This is backwards P. This shows you all your formatting marks, and I can walk through talking about different parts of Word as we're walking through the specific assignment. First thing they'd like us to do excuse me, is to type educational websites. Press enter. Then type Sturgeon Point Production offering website tie-ins with every educational video title in our catalog at no additional cost. Now, if you make mistakes like I do, you can go ahead and hover over it and right click and select the correct word, or you can just type the correct word. Okay, after the period, it says click the space bar, and then insert the text from the grader data file, type education W012G education. So here's a step that you probably don't know. So step 2 here, go to the insert tab. Go ahead and go to the text group here. Go find the word object. We're going to click text from file. We're going to locate that file. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. This is this education file. I'm going to click insert, and it's going to insert all the text that was in that file. This is exactly how they want you to do that. All right, step 3. Change the line spacing for the entire document. So first thing we got to do is select the entire document. Control and the letter A will select the entire document. Control and the letter A. Change the spacing to 1.5. So I'm going to click on the Home tab. In the paragraph group here, I'm going to click on this drop down arrow, this arrow that goes up and down. I'm going to click 1.5 to change the line spacing. And then change the after spacing to 6.0. And that would be located in the layout. And I'm going to change this 8 here to a 6. Remind you that all of my text is still selected. I'm going to press enter. Another way to do that, and you'll notice that this is a paragraph group here on the layout tab, and this is a paragraph group here on the home tab. It'll take you to the same things. You can open up both of them, and you can modify your spacing here by choosing 1.5 and 6 as well. Several ways you can do it. To each of the 4 paragraphs that begin Sturgeon Point Productions, as educators, when submitting in the video, apply a first line indent of 0.5. So sturgeon pointing as educators when submitting and the video. It wants us to apply a 1/2 inch first line indent. So that same place that we just went to, I'm going to go to the home tab, my paragraph group, and these little arrows here in the corners are called dialog box launchers. They open up more options for that specific task. So in the paragraph group, there are more things that we can do. What Microsoft does is only put the tasks that are most commonly used on the ribbon. This is your ribbon, and these are all tabs. And within the tabs, you have these groups. And some of the groups have a lot more things that you could do. They're not always used, but they are available if you click the dialog box launcher. So here on step 3 at the end, they want us to apply a first line indent. So the first thing I need to do, which I accidentally made a mistake of, is to reselect these texts. And I'm holding my control key on my keyboard to select all 4 of them, to select multiple paragraphs. And then here on my indentation group in this special section, I'm going to click first line. By default it sets to 0.5, but you can modify that however you want, and here's a preview of what it would look like. So some of you might also say, hey, I can just press tab. You could, but a lot of times when you press tab, you'll get that little arrow indicator, and that shows somebody who is looking at it, if they're looking at with formatting marks, to see that you did press that tab. But this automatically allows you, if you're typing a paper and you press to the next line, it'll automatically put a first line indent if you're writing a paper. Okay, step 4. Change the font size of the title. So here's the title to 50. So this is your mini toolbar. So when I click there and I got a mini toolbar. This is my actual ribbon. So you could do it either here or here. And you can type in it, or you can look for 50, but I'm going to type 50 because it looks like there is no 50. And then line spacing to 1.0. So I'm going to change this to a 1.0. Center the title, so control in the letter E, or in your paragraph group, this little one right here is a center, right here. And then from the text effects and typography gallery, apply the fill effect. So let's go to the text effects typography gallery. We're going to apply a shadow. So make sure it's still selected. We're going to go down to shadow. It says fill blue, accent 1, shadow to the title. So it's this first line, and you'll see a screen tip that pops up on the screen. It says fill blue accent 1 shadow. That's the correct one. Note, depending on the version, the effect may change. Okay, step 5. At the beginning of the paragraph below the title, which is right here, insert the picture downloaded with your grader project. So I'm going to stick my insertion point at the beginning of this paragraph. I'm going to go to the Insert tab. I'm going to click on Pictures, not online pictures, but Pictures, because this is actually on my computer. And then I'm going to click on the folder that I want to get everything from and click that 12G media, and then click Insert. And then we're being asked to modify the image, so change the picture. So what you'll notice is that when you insert a picture, you insert word art or tables or anything that is not text and an image or a file that can be modified, other things, you'll get special tools. These are called conceptual tools, and this is a picture tool that goes with the pictures. So you'll see a new tab and the name of the tab. So the Format tab under the Picture Tools is where we're going to go. You're going to have to make sure that your picture is selected, so you got these little dots around it to show you that the picture is selected. And they'd like us to modify the height, excuse me, the height to 2. I'm going to click in here, just type 2. And then in the layout options to square. So once you've done the crop, we're going to go to the wrap text, and here we're going to select square. And then format the picture with a 10-point soft edges effect. I'm going to click on the image. I'm going to go up to picture effect. I'm going to go to soft edges, and they want a 10-point. Use the step 6. Use the position command to display the layout dialog box. Okay, so step 6, change the pictures. Use the position command to display the layout dialog box. Change the picture position so that the horizontal alignment is relative to the margin. So they want us to open a dialog box. I'm going to click on this dialog box here and make sure there's still picture tools. I'm going to click on the position tab because that's what it said. Change the picture position so that the horizontal alignment is right relative to the margin. Horizontal alignment is right relative to the margin. And then change the vertical alignment to top relative to line. And then click OK. And the image will move exactly where you'd like it to go. So step 7, select the 5 paragraphs beginning with historic interactive timelines, all the way down to quizzes, essay, exams, and apply check mark bullets. So you can use the bulleting option here under your mini toolbar, or you can use the bulleting option here on your ribbon, and it wants this check mark. So we're going to apply that. Step 8. Locate the paragraph below the bulleted list, which is here, when submitting requests. And then click after the colon, press enter, and remove the first line indent so I push backspace. And then type a numbered list with the following numbered items. So I'm going to go up here and select the number. And then I'm going to go ahead and type the title in which you are interested. Press enter. The name of the class and subject. Please make sure here also that you don't put an extra space after the word. That little dot indicates a space and you'll get that wrong. And number 3 is online tools you would like to see created. Okay, step number 9. With the insertion point located at the end of numbered list here, we're going to go ahead and go to the Insert tab and insert a SmartArt. Click on Process and select the basic chevron process. And then click OK. So this is SmartArt, and we're going to go ahead and type in these boxes. And if you didn't know, there's a little arrow to the left of the SmartArt. When you click on that, it opens up little bullets that makes it easier for you to type into the text boxes without having to actually click in each of these text boxes. So it would like us to type in the first shape, view, the word view. I'm going to press the down arrow on my keyboard and then type interact. And then step 3 will be the word assess. And then I'm going to go ahead and close this. Select the outside border of the SmartArt. Here's the outside border of the SmartArt. Change the SmartArt color to colorful range. So I'm going to go to colorful range. Accent colors for accent colors 4 to 5, which is this one right here. And then we're going to apply the 3D flat scene style. So each of these is a different style, so we're going to locate the 3D flat scene style. Now you could hover over them like this, or you can open up the gallery. So here's 3D. I need to find flat scene, which is right here. And again, you get a screen tip. That's how you know where you're going. All right, we are now on page 10. Step 10. It's the second page. Change the height of the SmartArt to 1 inch and the width to 6.5. So just like you had the tools that came up just for the picture, you have tools that come up for SmartArt as well. Here I'm going to click Format this time instead of the Design tab, because we're going to modify the formatting, not just the design of it. We're going to change the height to 1 here. We're going to change the width to 6.5. Change the SmartArt layout options to square. The horizontal alignment we're going to modify just like we did the image. So I'm going to open up the dialog box launcher and make sure you're getting Smart Tools formatting here. And we're going to click on position, and they'd like us to modify the position here for horizontal alignment to centered relative to the page, and then vertical alignment to the bottom relative to the margin. And click OK. Step 11. Select the days and times at the end of the document and then set a right tab with dot leaders at 6 inches. Okay, step 11. We have to go to the bottom of the page, the document. You're going to find these 3 dates, the days Monday through Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Go ahead and select just that. Don't select the paragraph marker underneath. Go to the Home tab, go ahead and go to your paragraph group, and open up the dialog box launcher for the paragraph group. Here you're going to locate the word tabs at the bottom left corner. Go ahead and click that. And we're going to set a dot leader. So if any of you have ever seen a table of contents, you've seen like little dots after the text, the chapter, and then what page they're on. That's sort of what we're creating. First thing they'd like us to do is they want us to set the tab position. So it says on step number 11 at a 6. So we're going to type 6 in here. And then it says it would like a right tab with dot leaders. The number 2 here, these are dot leaders. These are line leaders. This is a dot leader, right? I'm going to click set, and then I'm going to click OK. So number 12, they'd like us to click in the blank line below the tabbed list, and then center the line. So you can do a Control E, or you can click up here in the center, which will center that line. Insert an online video. Search YouTube for Pearson Higher Education Learning. So I'm going to go to the Insert tab, Online Pictures. I'm sorry, my mistake. Insert tab. I'm going to go all the way over to Online Video. And it would like us to search YouTube. I'm going to click in the YouTube section and type Pearson Higher Education Learning press enter, see what pops up, and then insert the first video that displays. This one. I'm going to click insert, and then they would like us to excuse me, change the height. So you got your picture tools again, it's selected. I'm going to go to height, and I'm going to modify that height 1.5, and I'm on step 12, just a reminder. And there is a note for step 12 if you are using a Mac of what you could do. If you're using a Mac, you can actually use the file, the video file that was sent with the document, so you can insert it, because with Macs you won't be able to search for YouTube and find the exact same file. Step 13, below the video, insert a rounded rectangle shape. So I'm going to put my insertion point, I'm going to press enter here, and I'm going to go ahead and click insert a rounded rectangle shape, which is right here. what? I don't think we were supposed to press enter, so I'm going to go backwards and just make sure that I insert my rounded rectangle shape right here. We're going to make it a 1.5, so I'm going to go to my format tools for my drawing. We're going to make this height of a 1.5 and a width of 6.5. Display the shape style gallery and then apply the subtle effect blue accent 1. This is the shapes gallery. Subtle effect blue accent 1. This is it right here. Step 14. Use the position command to display the layout dialog box and then change the position so that both the horizontal and vertical alignment are centered relative to the margin. So we're going to go back to our dialog box here and click position, horizontal. We're going to click alignment for horizontal and vertical. Change the position so that both the horizontal and vertical alignment are centered. So we're going to click centered here. We want it to be centered in the middle of where it is, relative to the margin. So we're going to make sure both of these are the exact same thing. Perfect. And then in the rectangle, we're going to type. So I'm going to click in here. We're going to type Sturgeon Point Productions. Press enter, then type partnering with educators to produce rich media content, and then change this font to 16. Then we're going to change the font to 16. Move to the top of the document. So now you can push the control and the word home on your keyboard to take you to the top of the document, or you can just scroll up on the side with your scroll bar, or even use your mouse to just go up, or the arrows. But control home will take you straight to the top of the document quickly. Move to the top of the document, insert a text box above the title. So I'm going to click on insert text box over here in the text group. And let's see what kind of text box. Change the height of the text box. I'm just going to click draw text box. I'm going to insert a text box above the title, and they'd like us to modify the height to 0.5 and the width to 3.7, and then go ahead and type in here Sturgeon Point Productions. And then change the font to 22 and center the text. So I'm going to center the text, Control and E, and I'm going to change my font to 22. Okay, then position command. So we're going to go back and do this position command again for position, alignment, vertical, excuse me, and horizontal. So I'm on now step 16. Position the text box so that the horizontal alignment is centered relative to the page, and that the vertical alignment, the vertical absolute position is a 0.5 below the page. So I'm going to change this to page, and this should be 0.5. So I'm trying to say that I'd like it to come ½ an inch from the top of the page, and I'd like this centered horizontally to the page, wherever we are. Perfect. All right, we are now at step 17. We are almost done with this. Change the text box shape, so let's select this text box again. Format tab for drawing tools for the text box. Change the text box shape color to blue accent 5 lighter 80%. So I'm going to come here. Let's find blue accent 5 text box shape fill. Sorry about that. Shape fill here. Blue accent 5 lighter 80%. Here's blue accent 5. Lighter 80% is right here. And then the shape outline, we would like to change the shape outline to the same color. Okay. Step 18. Deselect the text box and apply a box setting page border and choose the first style. So let's just click somewhere else to deselect that. Click on the Design tab. Click Page Border all the way to the right on your ribbon on Page Background Group. So we're going to have the Page Border tab because we're going to put a border on the page. Okay, not Borders or Shading tab, but the Page Border tab. And we are asked on page, Step 18, apply a box setting, page border, and choose the first style right here. Change the color to blue accent 5 right here, and then click OK. Okay. Step 19, change the top margin to 1.25. So I'm going to go over to my layout tab, go to my margins and click custom margins. And I'm going to change my top margin to 1.25 and then click OK. And I want you to notice that this box didn't move because we set this text box for specific alignment. And then the last thing you'll need to do is make sure that you insert the file name in the footer. So we're going to click the Insert tab. We're going to go to the header and footer group here. And I'm going to click Edit Footer. And we get header and footer tools here. And we want to insert document info. We want to insert the file name. And this is important because if you're in the workplace and you're looking for a specific document, let's say you've printed this out and given it to everybody and everybody wants to find this document later, maybe it's an important memo or an HR document. This lets people know the name of the file so they could locate that on the company network if necessary. I'm going to click Close. I'm going to make sure that I saved this file the way that I had received it in the same name. Then we're going to go back to my IT Lab. You're going to choose the file you want to upload. Mine is right here. And I'm going to click Open. I'm going to click Upload that file. And then we're going to submit it for grading. And then you can close the assignment. And then you're done. I hope this was informative. This is, again, Grader Project 12G from Chapter 12. And this goes through all of the different steps in this chapter of Word that you're going to learn. Everything you learn in this chapter is very useful in the workplace. And again, I hope this was helpful. And please email me if you have any other questions. Bye.